What's going on, everybody? I hope you're fucking excited for this one because this was fun filming. What you are about to watch is a student interview with Paddy. Now, Paddy joined on the 1st of July, I want to say, and he landed his first appointment setting role in like a week, 2 weeks. Now he's making like $300 commission a day, $500, $200 commission, etc. Like he's now changing his life, and he's actually soon going to be quitting his job. Pretty surreal, right? He went from nothing to something. So in this interview, you're going to be hearing about him. Okay, a lot of these bullshit interviews, people only talk about, okay, this is my program, buy my program. You know, they're only asking one-sided stupid questions. All the questions in here are directed to him. So where did you start? What did you do for work before you started? What are your goals? What can you tell to people that are watching? What would you recommend? What's something that you wish that you knew? What is appointment setting? How much money do you make? Etc. Etc. Okay, because you know me, I don't like to fuck around and give bullshit fucking videos. All right, so I hope you do enjoy this video seriously. If you do, drop a comment on the video, hype up Paddy, you know, celebrate his wins as they were your own, and let's get into it. All right, I'll see you in the video. See you then. What's going on, everybody? I'm super fucking excited for this one. I've done 2 student interviews this far, Samil and Luke. This time we've got Paddy. Now, Paddy is an Australian just like me, and he's a fucking demon. I've been working with him for a couple months now. He is working with a coach at the moment. He's making pretty decent money. So Paddy, tell me, motherfucker, who are you? Where did you come from? What are you doing now? Just give us a little bit of an introduction.
How are we, guys? Yeah, so I'm currently 22 years old. My name's Paddy. You've gathered that. Yeah, so I've grown up in Noosa my whole life. I finished school and then kind of just went into labouring and all that sort of normal Australian standard work, as you should say. All the tradie sort of work. And then, yeah, I've always been fascinated with the online world of money, and I tried so many different things, but I actually made like a little bit of money drop shipping, but it wasn't ever like a viable sort of thing that I could keep doing. It was actually I was selling mowers on eBay from Bunnings. It was a kind of a funny setup because people would buy it on the eBay site, and then I would just go into Bunnings and chuck their details in and send it off. So it wasn't much automation there, but yeah, man, I've just grown up in Noosa, and yeah, I've just been labouring, and then yeah, it wasn't until I came across your page not too long ago actually, and I've always been fascinated with sales and like the art of sales sort of thing, and just some of the stuff resonated a lot with what you were saying, and decided to jump on, and yeah, and then the fact that you're a similar age to me and what you've accomplished is just amazing at this age. You're even younger than me, man. So it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, but you know, it kind of goes to show what you can do. And everyone always says that like you're super young, you've accomplished so much, whatever, but like let's actually kind of take a step back. You just started, like
Yeah,
literally within a couple months ago, and you've already started making money with coaches that are fairly high level guys that have been in business for a while. So
yeah.
from laboring to now joining a fully functioning fucking business in the matter of, I think you got this job in like 13 days, something like.
I actually started the course. It was, yeah, 5 days, and then I jumped on with Manda, who you guys probably met on the YouTube as well, and then yeah, he helped me brand myself a bit better, and then yeah, it was literally I reached out, and then 3 days later, a coach responded to me. So it was pretty much within 7 days I got offered an interview, and then yeah, I jumped on the call, and yeah, he was keen. So it was literally 2 weeks, I landed my first commission. So that's how crazy and how quick these results came.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm young, but I've been doing this for like 6 years, right?
Yeah,
You've been doing it in months, right? I don't really like to see it by age. I just see it when you start, right?
yeah, exactly.
If you would have started this shit years ago, who would have known where you would be now, right?
Definitely. Well, that's what I started to think, and I've spoken to you about it before. I'm like, if I compound this over 6 months, even, I'm like, where's the new heights that I'll be at in 6 months, a year's time from now?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you came to me and you wanted to go travel more to Bali and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, that's still the goal, and it looks like it's becoming more of an option now. I
yeah.
um I plan to go to Japan in February, and we haven't bought the tickets yet. But the plan is to buy a one-way ticket there and a one-way ticket back to Bali, and I'm gonna spend the next 1 to 2 months there, and that's when I should be going all in online by then. But yeah, that's going to be the goal to start the entrepreneurial life.
I mean, you can actually see the vision now, right? Like
Yeah,
before you knew that it could be possible, but you didn't have the actual clear vision of, okay, this is the industry that I'm gonna go down and here's how I'm gonna do it. Right?
and honestly, man, since school, since school, after school, like mum and dad were always like, go to uni. Don't want to go to uni, get a trade. Oh, you don't want to get a trade. Like, that's like the old school kind of thing of either. That's the only two ways to get successful. And that whole time, I just never really had I knew I wanted to be successful, but I never had the vision or the drive. Like I couldn't have the drive because I didn't have the vision. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And literally within 2, 3 weeks of being in here, I feel like I've got that vision. I know exactly what I want to do now, and I never had that before. And it's such a crazy feeling because I actually know what I want now, and I never had that before, man.
Yeah, it's quite sad because we do have a lot of older guys in the program and kind of talking about ages when you start, like they're starting in like their 40s, like,
Yeah,
and they spent like 20 years just working with no vision. And I kind of say like a man without a vision or a real goal is a pretty sad life, right? Like
yeah,
you just do the
definitely, man.
same shit. But
Mm.
dude, what does an average day in the life of you look like now?
Well, man, I'm still currently working, but I'm looking to transition into going fully remote. But at the moment, the life I'm living, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm currently always in the community. I'm doing my DM setting in the morning and the afternoon, and sometimes during work when I can find the time. But yeah, managing. So it's like can't imagine managing the two jobs at the moment, and with my role, it's actually turned into a triage role. So I'll be taking on like phone calls now.
Mhm.
So that'll be cool. Instead of just I'll still be following up in the DMs, but yeah, it'll be a lot more on the phone, which is what I wanted because I feel more comfortable on the phones. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that's currently my life at the moment.
Does that mean that your commission has also gone up, or can you just have more potential to make more now? Or is it the
More
same?
potential. It's the same, but with that role, like the potential for that role is insane. In that industry, there's only one other competition, and they're doing 200K a month. So
Mm,
there's literally only one, and he's the only other one. And that competition, like in my opinion, it sucks.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, 200K a month, and he's already said like me, the coach, and the closer have like a super strong relationship, and it's crazy because it's like I've only been there for what a month to a month and a half now, and it feels like I've been there for a year. Like we're so close now. It's cool, but yeah, he's already said like I can step up as the growth starts to come, so I can become that closer, and that's the end goal definitely
Mm,
is to step up into that closing role, and
yeah.
then yeah, from there the potential is crazy, man. It's just take those next steps anywhere.
It's yeah, right. So for anyone that doesn't know, an appointment setter on average is about on 5-10% commission in between there. And all you're doing is basically sending DMs, whether that be inbound or outbound. That's similar to what you're doing. Well, before you said that. Um,
Yeah,
now you're doing triage, but you want to be closing. Closing, you're making anywhere from like 15 to about 25%. So that's where the real money is, like, you know?
yeah, and I never realized, man, like the money in this is just it's untapped, man, because it's like his ticket is $10,000 and I've got 5% commission on that. So I'm pretty much just sending some text, getting there's a bit more to it than just sending text, but you know what I mean. I'm sending a few texts, I'm booking in the calls, and then if they close, I'm getting $500 for that per close. So that that's pretty insane, man. I never thought that sort of stuff was there. You know what I mean?
Do you think
It
he
is.
would have enough leads now to go all in, or is he still kind of dialing in his marketing?
So he's teamed up with this external company that like run the back end of sales sort of thing. So they're just playing around with ads and they're running all different types of ads till they find the perfect ad set kind of. So once all the back end stuff's done, it's pretty much like just waiting to blow up. So
Mhm.
it's I'm pretty much ready to go all in as soon as enough leads are there.
What are you making like roughly like a week with your actual job, like your labor job? What's like a guess?
I would say anywhere from 800 to 1200, depending on the week. But for the amount of work that I'm doing, it's
That's
yeah,
how old did you say that you were?
22.
Dude, that's fucked. Like,
Yeah, man.
like what's that like 3 closes and then
Oh
you
man, that's two pretty much for me. It's two good leads, two good conversations, two bookings, and I've made that week's work. And that's 40 hours of like extensive hard labor. That's not a walk in the park.
yeah,
It,
that's
it and the thing that like has blown my mind and what I've realized more is like people are happy to do that for the next 40, 50, 60 years of their life, but they're not like they would rather do that than take the time out of their day, learn a skill, and do something that's going to make them so much better off.
yeah, that's how it is, dude. Like everyone works their job and they don't come up with excuses for it, but when it comes to actually changing your life, there's I don't have time or this got in the way. I've got my the biggest excuse that I hate is when people come to change their life, but then they use their own work as an excuse to why they can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know why, but everyone's found themselves in one point. It's for some reason it's easier for us to stay and struggle. Like it's easier to be in that shit job. It's easier to stay in that failing relationship. You know what I mean? Like it's just for some reason it's easy because it's comfort. You know what I mean? And as soon as you stand like literally, I stood out of my comfort zone. I didn't find the comfort in jumping on like all the group calls, all the community, all that. Like, and then as soon as I did it, it's like this new world opened up. So it's like you just got to step out of that comfort zone, I think. And then initially, once it's there, you open the floodgates, and it's like all that potential I never saw. It's like, man, I can see myself in just such a different place within six months to a year.
Yeah. I mean, it's that 9 to 5 mindset that people stay in, right? Because we kind of get into that mindset even fucking primary school and then in high school and then in work. It's the same sort of, mindset where you just got to work for other people, etc. So yeah, it can be hard to get out of, but once you get uncomfortable to get comfortable, that's when you see change, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and I think it's important to once you find your new comfortable, you got to get uncomfortable again.
yeah, they say new levels, new devils, right?
That's it.
Um, but what's changed for you personally? So this can be money, this can be like your mindset, motivation, discipline. What actually changed from before we started talking till now? Because I've seen massive change in just you, right? But what do
Yeah,
you think?
definitely. I would say the main thing for me is mindset. Like I always knew, like I knew what I wanted, but I just didn't know how to do it, and I didn't realize that that was all the little things. And like you talk about that yourself in a lot of the calls and stuff. It's the little things that you do. It's the things that you don't want to do and the things that you should be doing.
Mhm.
And I've just found the mindset is probably the biggest one for me, and where I like the future I see that I never saw before, definitely. And I feel like there's no way that I won't be there now,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like it's just definitely the biggest thing is the mindset, and for money wise, definitely I see a big potential there for my wealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did 100 fucking %, right? And that's
And that
just
freedom. I was just gonna say that freedom as well, man. Like that, I had a big goal of being able to travel and earn money. I wanted to be at. I can be anywhere in the world and make some money, and you've given me that vehicle of opportunity. So
yeah.
fucking, it's crazy, man.
It's surreal, dude. Like, I'm going to Texas in September, right? And so is Samil, and I'm still going to be making cash because I know sales. Samil's still going to be making cash, right? For like reference, Samil's doing like, well over 2 grand a week, right? Um, which is pretty good for a 19-year-old. He's 19, by the
Yeah, yeah,
way.
man,
Right?
man is fucking killing it.
Yeah, right. But you don't necessarily come from that sales like background like he did, right? You
No,
just kind of got that natural Australian,
yeah.
right? Um, but what's something that you used to think that now you would slap yourself? So what's like a limiting belief that you used to have?
Um, man, I just would say like constantly like I'm not like putting yourself down in a way, like you know what I mean, like not thinking that bigger picture, like or having that thought of like the potential and then just being like nah, like telling yourself no, I can't, you can't do that, or you don't know how to do that, why are you thinking like that, you know what I mean? Like I would say just pushing myself down when I had that big thought or that big idea of where I can go next. So I'd
Yeah.
say that negative belief or that negative talk. And I don't think that you don't get that without like the only way to push that away is with discipline and results. Like
Mhm.
unless you're getting results, then that thought or that voice in the back of your head will come in. Like I think it's important. It's important to fail, but it's important to get results at some point as well.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But the quicker you fail, the quicker you can get those results, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
one thing that I emphasize a lot, because a lot of the guys I watch my YouTube, they just think I'm only about the money. But you actually find most of the advice that I give you guys is actually about benefiting your life so then you can make that money.
And that's such a big thing that you're on, and I have never realized that is like the money doesn't come unless you're in the mindset for that sort of money, and you know how to like if you're used to living paycheck to paycheck, it doesn't matter how big the paycheck's gonna get, you're gonna still live the same.
Yeah.
So it's like unless you're in that mindset and you're in that style of living, then it's like you can't get there until you're living it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I made a video today and it was about the hardest sale that you will ever make is selling yourself, that you can accomplish a dream before accomplishing it, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
love that.
but
I love that.
the reason why most salespeople fail is because they haven't sold their own dream. So they don't believe that they can do it. So how can they
Yeah,
sell
right.
other people on their dreams?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like that. I always used to say like conquer yourself, you can conquer the world.
I mean,
The
it's true.
same it's the same similar thing. It's yeah, the biggest battle is yourself. You
Yeah.
win that. And like you said, how are you gonna how are you going to convince people on what you're selling if you can't convince yourself? It's
right?
like,
And it's for leadership as well, right? So the people on my team, like on my personal team that help use guys, every single group call that I take with them, I tell them you need to become a leader that these guys can actually follow. Because if you're telling these guys to go left, but you're going right, then how the fuck can you teach them? Right?
yeah,
So,
exactly.
with me, I try and approach life the exact way that you guys would look up to. So I focus on health heavy now. I focus on
Yeah,
becoming as fucking ripped as fucking possible. Right?
yeah, fuck yeah. Health as well. That's the one.
Exactly.
That's the one thing money can't buy, and I think that's a big part of my life as well. Is health is, and you can't. I feel like you can't. You can only grind so much without the health side of things until you know what I mean. You got to have that health for that mindset, and it's kind of like a true reflection of how
Mhm.
you present yourself as well. I think.
Yeah. And I don't know if you would have heard, but truthfully, when I first started, I was balls to the walls with the work, but I gave up my health to accomplish it. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I lost like 40 kilos of weight. I am
Oh,
now blind in one eye. I've got a ton of problems just with my body now, right?
yeah,
Um, because I spent 2 years in a dark corner of my bedroom just fucking working. So people always say, dude, you did it so young. Dude, I did it every
yeah,
day. Right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I
like,
understand, and there is some sort of I believe there is some sort of sacrifice needed in some aspects, but like to me, true success is someone who can is successful in all aspects of life. Like you look at some of these people high up in corporate jobs, yeah, they're killing it, but they have a failing marriage. They have they don't go to they eat shit. They do this, and it's like, yeah, they're killing it in their job, but everything else in their life sucks. So it's like, you know what I mean? So what's the point if you're not killing it everywhere?
no, there's no point, right? There's like that saying of like you can be fit but have a shit mindset, which is like nobody's going to follow you, or you can be fat and have a great mindset, no one's going to follow you. You need that combination of both, which is something that I've been working on for the last year. Um,
Yeah,
so that's definitely something for everyone to just make sure you do, right? Because all you guys want to be leaders and everyone wants to follow you, but that's not going to happen if you do not become someone worth following, right? And that's with
and I'll vouch the leadership that I saw when I jumped in was crazy, man. Like the just to follow your steps, man. It's insane. Like what the community you've brought together in there, it's fucking incredible. Everyone just wants to help each other. Everyone's offering each other job opportunities. Everyone's connecting further on in other aspects. Everyone's wanting to jump on calls outside of the group calls. Like it's just the help and the community, man. It's awesome.
yeah, yeah, it really is sick, like truly fucking sick.
It is, and I don't think there's many other like type of courses and skill. Like you're not going to go to a uni or a degree or something and sit in a lecture and like start talking to everyone like they're your friends next to you.
Nah, nah. That kind of goes off of like network as well. Have you realized that? Like people always say your network is your net worth, but you never truly realize it until you're in a position where you realize it, right?
Yeah,
Realize that?
that's when yeah. Well, you said that a lot when I came in, and then I didn't really realize it, but yeah, it's especially in this industry, you scratch like you say, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. So, and you don't realize it. Like it could be, you could go out of your way to do that, give that hand and help, and then it's like it could be a year later, and they're like they offer you this crazy opportunity, or this like it could be a week later, it could be a year later, but it's like when it comes back to you and you're least expecting it, and it's such a big thing, you're like, wow, like you know what I mean, and you're big on if that opportunity is not there, or if it's offer something more. Like if you're not going to get the job, or you can't get what you want, still offer something.
Mhm.
Offer anything you can give, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree with that more, honestly.
I there's a couple of things that I think people do. One, they underestimate themselves. They think that they don't have anything to value subconsciously, right? I'm in sales. I'm big on the psychology thing of selling people, etc. People psychologically fuck themselves because let's say, for example, you jump onto an interview and you're at the back of your head, at the back of your head, you're thinking, I'm not really qualified for this, right? And then you jump
Mhm.
onto the interview and then you wonder why you don't get it, right?
Yeah,
Like there's so you've got nothing to lose. Like I say this to you, I say this to everyone. You actually have nothing to lose. Your current life is always going to be there. Always.
exactly. And even if I take that risk myself and go all in online, and my gardening job, it's always going to be there. Like, you know what I mean? If I jump onto an opportunity and for some reason it isn't as successful as I thought, like
Mhm.
that job's always there. It's not that I want to go back to it, but it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And that lifestyle is always going to be there. Not that you should think that you need that to go back to, but it's always going to be there. It's like people. It's like the Australian stereotype of like, oh, go to the pub every Friday and Saturday, and it's like those same people are going to be there 20 years later, and like you could literally become the most successful person, go back to your old town or go back to that same pub, and they'll still be there.
Yeah. Right. It's always going to be there. Even the life that I left behind, I see them on Facebook all the time doing the same shit. Right.
Yeah,
I want to talk about risk real quick, right? A
yeah,
lot of people think that online is risky, okay? Um, I don't see it that way because at the end of the day, you can get fired at your current job any day of the week like that,
yeah.
right? Like that. You
Literally
got no say,
for no reason. You can just they don't need you. If there's someone better or a better opportunity for them, that you're gone.
right? It doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't even matter how good you are. Sometimes businesses and companies just fuck off all of a sudden, right? But online,
The thing that gets me the most
mhm,
with jobs and labor jobs and any jobs in general is no matter how hard you work or how elite of a worker you are, you put in everything you got for an entire year, and at the end of the year, they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to give you $5 extra on your hourly rate." Like, man, what?
right?
So it's like, and the other thing is, like, a lot of people when you tell them it's purely commission based, everyone has that mindset of, oh, you're going to put in a lot of work and you might not get return. And it's like, that's it. You got to flip that mindset of, I have unlimited earning potential. Like, like I literally can earn. There's no cap to what I can earn. But people in a salary job in these jobs, they think, oh, you're doing free work. And it's like, that's why you'll never make it in this area unless you think like that.
No, like with your current job, you're capped. It doesn't matter how much more work you put in, how good you are. Like you could be putting in so much effort, and then your coworker could be putting in no effort, and you're making the same amount, right?
Yeah,
With this, it all depends on how much effort you put in. The more effort you put in, the more money you make, right? Um, but I want to close this with asking you personally, what's next? What's next for you?
what's next for me? Well, I have a few big goals, but the first one is to transition into complete remote. That's been a goal of mine for a while. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but now that I have this vehicle of opportunity, I know what I want. But yeah, that's I my current role is it's looking really good. It looks like there's some big potential there, and like I said, I get on with the coach, the closer. Um, there's a big opportunity there. The coach has actually offered us to go to Dubai, everything paid if we hit the KPIs. So that could be on the cards as well. I've
Mm-hmm.
also got a new offer that's it could be life changing, man. It's the money, like the type of money people say like, oh, you got to go to the mines to make. Like I could, like, you know what I mean? It's like that, and I never thought that money was possible unless I went to the mines or something. So it's like this could be a life changing offer, and
Yep.
um, it would be a complete lifestyle change, a complete it would honestly change my life if I do land this.
Yep.
And I'm obviously not relying on it because I know there's going to be a lot more opportunity and a lot more offers with the current mindset and the effort I'm putting in. So that's the next couple steps. I have a few bigger ideas in my head, but I'll leave them till I hit these new stepping stones, I think.
Yeah, dude, I fucking 100%, right? And that role, like, I'm gonna do my best to help you get that role as well, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
you did connect me there. I'll vouch 100% for that. And that's the big thing I think on network is like I'm not just doing the course and learning the skills and the mindset and the community. It's that network. I would have never connected with some of these people I've connected with.
yeah, it's surreal. Like, it's insane. You went from connecting with gardeners to connecting with multis.
I went to connecting hose pieces to
Pretty surreal, but dude, thank you so much for coming here, right? And kind of telling your story. You are an inspiration to, I promise you, so many fucking people that need that. So thank you for coming here, man. Seriously.
No, thank you, man. I hope I get a few people interested and see what their potential is, honestly. But yeah, no, I need to thank you because you've opened my mind, and yeah, I'm excited for the next steps in my journey. Definitely.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, we'll end it there. Again, big thank you to you. I'm super fucking excited for our future. We've got a group call on Wednesday, which I'm excited about. But yeah, we'll end it there. All right.